a person is going through exorcism, and whoever is doing the exorcism, the pastor, priest, or whatever, how come the demonic forces within that being reacts to the saying of those religious books?
Okay. Again, it's broad, but in terms of exorcism, people can do that by themselves. They don't actually really need somebody else to do that. But
Okay.
some of these people that are doing it themselves are in tune or in contact with disagreeable beings or extraterrestrials and so forth that are the ones that are doing the work through them, and it's partly a way that they use to convince congregations and people to remain loyal, because these entities are working through these vessels that are, the ministers, the preachers, the imams, the rabbis, etc., etc., in certain cases. Because what you have to remember is that you have disembodied entities that are roaming around that possess people, and normally this is because the beings that are physical and alive, they beckon on these entities because they normally have graveyards, in the surroundings of a church, or, like, so there are disembodied beings that are trapped here. This is what I was saying with the previous question, that not everyone is able to leave here. Some beings are trapped and quarantined here, and they can only, remain here. So they would then possess people, and these are the people that are doing the exorcism. They're able to use the help or the powers that are being utilized through them by these other entities. These entities, they can actually appear in your dreams. They can influence you. This is why people will swear, and they can take on a form. You have many types of reptilians that can shapeshift and take on the form and appear in what you would consider your dreams. And this is why someone will be so convinced that, yes, I've heard a voice. Yes, I've seen, you know, Jesus or Muhammad or whoever, and they will be so convinced because these extraterrestrials are advanced and they vibrate and they exist in different dimensions, which they're able to pull the strings from. So that's what takes place, because they have to utilize those beings. And in that scroll I mentioned, the master secret, called the spiritual you after the physical you dies, will explain how these large congregations, this is what they do, because they want these legions, as is spoken of in the Bible. He said, the being was asked, what's your name, and he said, I'm legion, there are many of us. They possess, and they keep bringing more and more people into into those congregations. So it's not something that is as spooky as someone may think. But does that answer your question?
Yeah, it do. Because another quick one.
Yep.
Is there a possibility that any of those beings or other dimensions that's in the works with all that possession could be following other religions?
So
Could they be possibly under the belt of Islam or Christianity or any of that? Do they have beliefs?
sorry, your line was a bit bad. I didn't hear the first part. You said, could it be that?
Could it be possible? Is it a possibility that any of those beings on those other dimensions that are in work of possession could be in belief of a religion? Are they like? Can
Absolutely,
they be?
yes. That's what religion is
Okay.
about. When you're saying religion, you're saying relying on the jinns, or you're giving a legion to these beings.
Right.
And this is why every one of those religions, they have to get you to take what you call a ceremony, whether it's, baptism, or taking a shahada, or, a bar mitzvah. There's some ceremony where you agree to be born into that world, to accept them into your life, into your world, until, you realize and come to the realization through Wu-Sabat. And you have to definitely renounce and then start to study and to break away from these entities, which some of them attach themselves to you. these spirit beings, and this is why many people are influenced in a negative manner, and then you have to now utilize your ancestors and reconnect with them for them to help you, because they're already also on the other side where they've crossed over, and some of them are not able to move on because they're trapped as well. And then you have others that are on a higher level or higher vibration, and they're trying to help you from there, but they can't come lower because they don't want to be trapped down here either, or lower their vibration. You see, so you have a that's why I was saying that a personal exorcism that you have to do on yourself. This is why Wu-Sabat gives you all the tools. It's a DIY. You do it yourself by way of the scrolls and the information from outformation that will help you to liberate yourself and bind these beings, these personalities that are, affecting your life and causing you to basically not progress, because some of them, they can only do what they need to do through your physical vessel, you see. But yeah, you're absolutely right.